The most comforting oxtail soup. This might be the richest, most comforting sinigang I've ever had. Most people use pork or shrimp, but this changes everything. I've been a professional cook for over a decade, and I'm taking your comments and making good soup. Today, it's good soup, oxtail sinigang. Oh my God, it's such a comforting broth, and it's got just like that sourness to it, and with that fat from the oxtail, it's just so luxurious. And then like all of the veggies, they just make it so nice and hearty and comforting and nutritious. Oxtail is definitely the move for this soup. It's just so fall apart and tender. This is definitely a very luxurious sinigang. Nothing more to say on this. Let's just jump on into this soup. Okay, I made my life easier and I just put everything on one tray just so I could show you guys. This is everything I'm gonna be using to make my sinigang. Now, sinigang is a very comforting pillar of Filipino cuisine, and usually it's made with a pork or a shrimp, but today I'm gonna be taking it on with an oxtail. Now, why isn't sinigang made with oxtails in the first place? Reason being is it's meant to be a quick thing, and that's why it's usually shrimp, pork, or my favorite, salmon, with Auntie Lai does. Now, the other reason why is oxtails are pretty damn expensive, and you're not gonna be seeing oxtails used on this. I mean, this stuff is hella expensive, guys, so I'm definitely making the most out of it. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, though, is I think it'd be nice to really slow down the process, take our time, and show the sinigang some respect, Let's put some respect behind this soup because it's delicious. Okay, these are well seasoned, salt, pepper, setting that aside. And then I'm just gonna chop up the veggies that I need now for this soup. That's gonna be jalapeno, onion, and scallion. Now, here's something I picked up from Auntie Lai. She is like my auntie in the market that makes my favorite Filipino food, and that is the jalapeno. Not only is it gonna add spice, but this is gonna be our condiment later on. So she always says to use the amount of jalapenos for the amount of people you are serving. She usually recommends 1 jalapeno per person. Now, this is just for myself, so I'm gonna do 3 because I love it spicy, why not? And then after that, all I need is some onion. Also, I just gotta point this out. Isn't this the cutest little onion you've ever seen? I found these at the market and I bought a whole bag of them because I just love having these tiny onions. I don't like to always use a big one. Remember when I mentioned that it's usually a quick thing, sinigang, it's all thrown into the pot usually, and what I want to do is I just want to take my time with this, man. I want to take my time. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little bit of color on all of my meats, okay? I'm going to get a good old GBD. Now, what does GBD mean? Golden brown delicious, just like you. So this is just going to get a little GBD so it can develop some of that flavor, get some caramelization, and then it'll go into the pot. But otherwise, it's usually all thrown into the pot and brought up to a boil. Still delicious, but we could take our time today. All right, my friends, this is what we want right here. Beautiful color. That's gonna make this so much nicer. Okay, so I'm gonna toss all of this into my pot. And then you're gonna see, look at all these beautiful yum-yums that I've got left over. This is all oxtail fat, all beef fat, straight up. Now, I take my veggie, my garlic, my onion, my scallion bottoms, all going in. Adding in all of my charred onions, garlic, scallion, and then I'm tossing in the tomato and the jalapeno. To this, I'm adding in beef stock. This is just like a little broth. If you want, you could do chicken stock, vegetable stock, water, but it's just gonna be much more flavorful if you use the flavor stuff. All right, check it out, dude. If you're Filipino, you know your auntie, your mom, they use this right here. This is OG, this is what you use. But look, like I said, I wanna take my time. I'm not trying to fluff it up and add truffles and all this BS to it. I'm not doing that. I just wanna add nice ingredients. The reason for the packet is to save time at the end of the day, and I wanna take my time. So I've got some tamarind paste. I couldn't find the fresh stuff, but I've got the tamarind paste, and this stuff is very strong. It's got this is what's gonna give it like that acidity, that like oomph and that umami. I really love tamarind though. I grew up on this stuff. I was actually just telling my mom today I was using tamarind. She didn't even know what the hell that was, and we grew up on it. She only knows it as tamarindo. But anyways, that's beyond the point. I wanted to up the flavor with this, and for some extra umami, I'm adding in some miso. Now, this is something that would add more depth and umami, is some fermented miso. All right, look, dude, I'm using a pressure cooker. I get it, maybe you don't have one, but if you do, it makes it so much better. 45 minutes to an hour, good. If you don't, put it in a pot and let it go for about 4 or 5 hours. Yeah, I know, it's a long time. That's another reason why oxtails aren't used for this. This is going to definitely speed it up. All right, this is my favorite part, just lying on the floor. Okay, let's get back to the sinigang. Oh my God, that smells so good. All right, man, so here are some things that are gonna happen. First off, this pot needs to go back onto a burner. This is something that was taught to me by Tita Le. You take the jalapeños out. This is the reason why you put the amount you want to serve people. You're taking these out, and this is gonna be separated to make a sauce. Oh my God, my power always goes out when I work with this stuff. I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So, as I was saying, I'm going to toss in those veggies earlier. These are gonna go in. This is just a little bit of choy. You can use bok choy, you can use like spinach, honestly, like whatever green you wanna use, it's all good. Now this is the part where we're gonna be flavoring up this entire broth. You can use calamansi, or you can use some lime. Now I would go with lime just because it's easier for me to find. They do sell the calamansi juice at most Filipino or Asian stores. Filipinos love sour things, and this is why, you know, this has to have hella lime or calamansi. I'm telling you, like, the more sour, the better. It just really balances out with all the fat from the protein that's been cooked up. It's so delicious and comforting. Now, it's not sinigang without black pepper. It has to get hella black pepper. It's really peppery. I've even had some sinigangs where it's just whole peppercorn straight up, never ground, and like I like bite into some of those, which is not nice to most people. I kind of like biting into whole peppercorns, but most people don't. So, you know, grind it up. Then I'll just do some fish sauce, usually like a tablespoon or 2. And then from there, I'll go to taste. Same thing with soy sauce for that umami and saltiness. You take the jalapeño, little choppy, like such. And then that just gets a little bit of the soy sauce. Mixy mix. And then she says, this is your condiment to go on your rice and your soup. This is absolutely one of my favorite condiments that comes out of this soup. This soup community is crushing it with the input. I loved this one, so give me some more soups to make on the next good soup.